One of our challenges with the anti-social media bill is that it challenges the sanctity of our checks and balances as a democracy. We know what happens with absolute power. People never have enough power, but absolute power corrupts absolutely, nearly every time. We cannot allow our freedom of speech, freedom of association, the right to criticize, the right to argue, the right to enjoin right and forbid wrong as citizens to be taken away from us. We must always have the power to tell truth to those in power. More power should come to the people who are usually the victims of their leaders. We can't allow our democracy to turn into a system where we are voting into power our own tyrants. We can't have a bill that is going to give those in power immunity from the activities of opposition. We can't allow those in power to silence debate. We can't allow those in power to target our youth, who we are actually trying to encourage to be more politically active, more constructive in their criticisms. It is important, if leaders want to reduce the criticisms against them, for them to be more transparent, more participatory, more accountable, more consultative. If they are just with public funds, then let justice be seen to be done. But you can't say people don't trust you, people are suspicious, when you haven't done your own job in being more transparent, more participatory and democratic in the way we handle leadership. We should not forget that we must continue to learn from history, otherwise we will repeat the most tragic parts of history. It is through democracy that in Italy, fascism came to power. It is through democracy that in Germany, the Nazi Party came to power. Parties that ended up becoming so bloody that millions of people died. Democracy is not a silver bullet that solves all problems. Democracy has to be protected. Our leaders are not angels. Past performance is the best predictor of future performance. And if we already have existing laws to protect from abuse of speech, from protect people's reputation, we have laws against defamation, we have laws against libel, treason, hate speech that leads to atrocities. We already have existing laws, but these are being abused repeatedly. Politics in Nigeria and many other countries, very often, not always, seems to be like a relationship between foxes and chickens. And this bill that is against the social media activities that are critical of those in power seems to be wanting to give the foxes more protection from the protests of the chickens. In some societies, some states in Nigeria, the chickens are more organized. And the foxes are having a tough time to just have the freedom to abuse power as they want. But where the chickens are required or desired to give more power to the foxes to decide to deal with any chicken that criticizes the foxes, how can we, who are the people who put these leaders in power, give them more power to abuse? Yes, people can abuse the right and freedom of speech, of association, but there are other ways of solving these problems than putting the right to control social media in the hands of the main people who are actually the biggest abusers of power. While a lot of people have contributed to corruption in Nigeria, it is those in power that have been the biggest damage to the nation than those who are out of power. We can't give more power to people who have not yet proven that they can use power responsibly. And so we stand against the anti-social media bill.
hum.